Hello YouTube, hello Twitch. I've turned to the dark side, okay? Recently the Hearthstone Masters Championships were going off and a numerous amount of decks, actually more variety of decks were brought than I thought were going to be there. I'd say there were, well, 3-ish main players there. Possibly 4 to be fair. Hunter was extremely strong and had 2 decks that were brought. Mage was brought with Rainbow and Naga, or some in-between the Rainbow and the Naga deck. And I'd say the third one of these was then Rogue. Arguably Nature Shaman as well. Actually, you know what? Nature Shaman was probably higher than this, and then Rogue was after that. There were a few variants of Rogue, some people running the Miracle variants, but a lot of people bringing these mech decks. And I'd probably say this is one of the most popular decks right now on the ladder. It's extremely aggressive, it's extremely cheesy, and I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. I think it's a bit corny, the deck, though I had to show off Rogue eventually, this expansion, since it's one of the big players. So I put together my own Mech Rogue list. There's kind of like a core package to the deck. I mean, unsurprisingly, it's, you know, mechs. Click Clocker, Prep, Drone, Deconstructor, Oscillator, Gear Shift, Amalgam, Scrap Heap, Inventomatic, Pit Stop, Bone Spike, Coppertail, Murmuron, Spider, maybe not Innie, and then Voltron Prime the Titan. I think they're all core packages to this deck, where you try and get some early game minions on the board and early game mechs, and you just keep magnetizing to it and just keep swarming the face. The real super high value play you can do if you go second, if you get Click Clocker on the board and you buff your Coppertail Snoop coin out in the next turn, attack with a... What does it become? It becomes like a... It's insane. It becomes a 6/5, and it gives you a coin back again once you've played it. It's disgusting. It's so insanely strong. To counter this, because it is, you know, at its core an aggro deck, if you get cleared off a few times, you typically do have some issues into the later game. But there's enough powerhouses here that you can really stop the game going into the later game. As I said, you keep magnetizing your minions. Eventually you can throw in a Lab Constructor, which was nerfed before I've checked this deck out. So it's now at 5 mana. I've actually dropped one of them from my list. I don't think it's an essential card anymore. It is still really strong though. If you can forge it and magnetize it onto a minion, like if you've got your Coppertail Snoop magnetized to your Click Clocker, you whack one of these on turn 5 and you start duplicating it. By the way, it will still get the magnetic effect from the Snoop as well. You can be drowning in coins and just create despair. Other things you can despair with, give your mech stealth so your opponent can't attack them. There is a bit of a cheesy play. I don't think they've changed this yet either, that the Spark Bots can give you stealth permanently. And sometimes people will put a stealth Spark Bot onto Lab Constructor and then just leave it until you get a full board or enough for lethal. And it's really hard to deal with because you obviously can't deal with it with targeted removal. The other big finisher from the deck is your Voltron Prime, the Titan or the Tite 4-an. So Voltron Prime, he has 3 effects. He has gain 2/1, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. And the base effect of this card is it applies onto a random minion too. So if you get another minion with this, which is pretty easy if you have, you know, the Spark Bots at the very least, you can get +4/+2, deal like 8 damage. Or you gain +2/+4, draw 2 cards, or gain 3 health, can't be targeted by Shelter Hero powers, which is kind of like gain 6 health. I think this is the weaker of the abilities. The other, and again, this is kind of getting towards how strong this deck is. The other big player in this deck is Murmuron, the Mastermind. After you play a mech, you get one of Murmuron's gadgets, and these gadgets can be pretty strong, you know, dealing damage. I think one of them has like bounce on it. I don't remember exactly, but they're pretty strong. So if you play Murmuron in 3, and you know, you play your the Scrap Heap minions or the Deconstructor Spark Bots, you can get a lot of early game value in this deck. The other then like outlier cards, the additional things we've added to the deck to make it hum. Prep is in here just so that we can maybe get her from the Scrap Heap early. I've also thrown in Door of Shadows. Now this isn't in every single deck, but the spells are so strong in this deck, especially this Gear Shift. I think it's worth potentially, even without the infusion, and the infusion might be pretty hard because I said we're going to be magnetizing to the same minion more likely, so it's going to actually be awkward to infuse too. But if you just get a copy of like Gear Shift, I think that is more than good enough. I've thrown Crab in as well because the Crab is just strong, right? Yeah, it's just great cards. I've not even mentioned this guy. If you magnetize to minions, you get +1/+1. You can easily snowball the early game out of control. And by the way, with this Gear Shift, it's pretty powerful because your two most left cards in your hand are often the cards that you couldn't play earlier on. So you can cycle cards that you may not have been able to play at that point. But also, if you play every card in your hand, which is pretty easy because it's a low curve deck, this can become 1 mana, draw 3 cards. That is disgusting. Anyway, let's see how disgusting it can be. Now, I didn't catch all of the Summer Championships. I don't know how this type of deck worked, or like what his win rate was compared to others. I know that the Rainbow Mage and the Secret Arcane Hunter, I think, were the two big ones that people were worried about, along with Nature Shaman as well. Okay, we have the Coppertail Snoop. I'd really like a 1-drop though. Okay, that can work. It's definitely not the dream. But if it can live, snooping it, it's pretty good. And I will be snooping you. And I will start generating coins as well for additional value. And already you can see how this could get out of control, because next turn, put a 3/4 on it. Alright, very lucky. Double arcane shot. +2/+1. It's got Mech from deck. Okay. I'll grab Voltron with this. Not the play I was looking for. And I think I still want to be putting on the old pressure. There's another minion they really need to deal with. Because otherwise I can magnetize to it and its effect will go from itself. There's only a 4/5 if I can put it on here. Ooh, Bone Spike as well. Pretty nice just for removal. Get a bit of damage off the board. Is it worth it here? I'd be hitting this. I think I'm okay with how it is right now. And I don't think I'm going to Gear Shift. Since I've got the buff on Voltron Prime.
I got 2 shots just for you.
Okay, double spell. The coin.
Who did that?
Interesting. Alright, we're in a race, it turns out. Click Clocker. I could hit the... well, I could hit the 3 as well. Hit 3, serrated it. Click Clocker. We do float 2 mana. Or I just hit them in the face. Do I just hit them in the face?
And home over there. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I'm content with this. Clickclocker is at least going to stay on the board for Voltron Prime. I think that secret is going to be... get a 3-drop, right? If I spend all my mana. So they're going to get it now. I can do 8 damage to the opponent. I think I will do that. In fact, I can do more than that. In fact, I have lethal. Turn 6, by the way. And honestly, the scary thing about this was that wasn't a particularly aggressive draw with this deck. It was decent, but not completely outright disgusting. More hunters. Okay. Prep from the scrap heap is actually a pretty reasonable opening. I'd prefer a 1-drop though. I think I'm going to mulligan my entire hand, but I'm not entirely certain that is the correct play. It turns out I don't think it was the correct play. Unless, never mind. Ooh, really good buff target as well. Give me value, value, value. God, Clickclocker is so strong as a 1-drop. Conditional, so I do kind of like it. Alright, what do we want here? Oh, you got a beast as well. Alright, well, I guess we'll take Mechanism Guide then. We'll trade this. And I can put Coppertail on this if I want. I can put it on the 1/1. The world is my oyster. So again, I'm going to assume this is get a 3-drop. Now I could coin here to deny them the 3-drop. Is that a good use of the coin? I actually think it is. Deny them a, well, not quite free 3 mana. It was a 2 mana, 3 mana random minion, if you know what I mean. That could attack me on that turn. Because next time I can put a spider on it and stealth it. And then I don't really care as much anymore. The alternate line is if I do accumulate coins, it works way better with Murmuron. Okay, Urchin Spines. Ricochet shot. Nice. Good tech. Okay, that was the punish. do I just play the 3/6 onto the board and hope Hunter can't deal with it? I think that is the correct play. And then I could prep Gear Shift, but I don't think that is worth. They've used their main removal source. They've probably got the weapon in here somewhere, but they don't have the mana to do it, even with the coin. And I think they spent the coin, right? Did they spend the coin? No, they haven't, have they? Or did they when they did Urchin Spines? I can't remember now. Either way, we could play Mechanism Guide after forging it in 2 turns, which would give me additional card. I could also shuffle into the deck with Gear Shift, which is probably the winner's choice. I think right now my next turn is looking at Spider Prep Gear Shift, depending what I draw.
I got 2 shots just for you.
Okay, we would like to summon mechs, please. Do I want to magnetize them? Yeah, because they can't do the Urchin Spine tech anymore. So magnetizing does make sense. Do I want to do it afterwards or before? I think I want to do it before. Okay, deal 3 damage. Acceptable. I'm just going to burn the prep. Does that change my plan, though? Lab Constructor. I think it doesn't.
Want to hear my playlist? Quickly.
Next card to play this turn costs 2 less. Rush, Lifesteal, Lifesteal. Oh, it was bait and switch. Okay, that's fine. Ah, it was star power they were setting up. Okay. Alright, that's fine. We take a slow turn. Next turn we can Lab Constructor double Spark Bot. We'll have some 5/4s that copy one another. Not the greatest turn. A bit unlucky with the Spark Bots we got there. Stealth was obviously good, but what I have preferred actually. Reborn, I guess, would have been pretty insane. Okay. It's a little bit spooky. I'll give you that. Actually, it's more than spooky. I have to deal with that. At least I have to deal with one of the minions. Because I'm going to hit for 8/12 damage. Oh, this is horrible. I can double spark bot any of the spark bot. That will heal me for 4, kill a minion. I live. I have to. Not the highest value innie I've ever had, but the needs must. So what have you got left? Generate a 3/3 and draw a card. Oh, he couldn't attack. I'm dumb. It was still the right play because they could have hero powered me for 11, but I don't know why I counted you into the damage. So we're looking at 7 incoming. And if we can live through this, especially if the 2/2 lives, we could get a decent amount of lifesteal from the Lab Constructor. And I can coppertail on top of that. I imagine they're going to kill the 2/2 though. Yeah, I thought you would do. But I removed 4 damage from my face. Okay. Order. Well. 2, 7, 9. That's all I can do. There's probably another star power now incoming. Or just lethal. Yep, just lethal. To be fair, this Hunter deck, I think might be the strongest one on the ladder right now. Very, very strong. And it can deal with a lot of things. Way more consistent than this one as well. But that was okay. A Spark bot, again, that generated Reborn, then might have seen us at least be a bit more competitive. Ah, just what I wanted to see, a mage.
You asked for it. You didn't see anything.
Click Clocker into Amalgam. Click Clocker into Click Clocker. I think I don't want any of these. I don't think any of them are strong enough to lead into Click Clocker. Okay, we could Frequency into Click Clocker and then hope it hits the Lab Constructor instead. I could also Frequency into Amalgam to guarantee that happens. Then on 2... I could coin Spider. No, I don't think it's right. I think this is right, though. Okay, I can live with that. They might ping this. Never mind. They're going to take the short-term pain instead. Okay, we're looking for cheap mech now because of Murmuron. Mistake, you are a cheap mech. I will take you.
Reality woven.
To kill that or to not kill that? Ooh. Okay. I think to kill that is the play. And I think I will trade the 2-1 into the 2-2. I hate trading as the aggro deck. But I think to protect Murmuron, I'm willing to do it. Because next turn we have Murmuron into the bots. And if we don't get a good bot here, we can Forge instead. Taunt, Lifesteal, Poisonous. Poisonous is reasonable. Three damage is also pretty reasonable. I think I'll hold onto the Poisonous then. And I can always... Oh no, I don't have Rush. I thought I had Rush for a second. 3-1, this dies. Run everything else into the face.
I wonder.
Alternatively, I just play a Taunt minion, taunt something else. You know what, I'm going to protect Murmuron. Taunt Divine Shield now. And I think next turn I'm just going to play Lab Constructor onto the board. I don't think I'm going to Forge it. Could be convinced to do other things, though, considering they've just alibied. Alright, let's kill you. Forge you. Bot me, please. Ooh, Rush. Next card costs 2 less. Despair incoming.
My hand is too full.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not a card you want to lose. Live, Murmuron. He's a liver. Alright, that's a pretty good turn. Now I've got 2 Murmurons. Oh, I think you wanted that solid alibi. Okay. Cool, reverberations. Freeze one, then kill the other one. Actually, freezing the Lab Constructor is a really good play, because it's always going to copy like a frozen minion now. Pretty obnoxious. Do I have lethal? I can do 4 damage. I can do 4 damage. Let me check for objection. Do I want to play another card this turn? Probably not. I'll just take my free Frozen 10/10. Also, I forgot it has lifesteal, so they just healed for a lot. 20 to be more exact.
You win
I was gonna say, I still don't think it matters, though. I guess if they'd... I was trying to think what the out for them would have been then. I mean, if they kept discovering from other spell classes, they could have found an answer that way, I suppose. But losing their solid alibi, brutal.
You didn't see anything.
Alright. Again, I think you hard mulligan for the 1-drop. That's an acceptable 1-drop. Don't have the coin, sadly, to magnetize with the snoop. Okay, I can definitely see gear shifting next turn instead. I don't really want Voltron Prime right now. Depends what I draw into, I suppose. If I draw a 1-drop or a 2-drop, then I'll probably keep the hand. Interesting. Hand buff. Well, okay, it's a 1-drop. This was a stupid order. I should have done it the other way around. Still not a great draw is what I'm going to say. I think it's better than I had before, though. I can pit stop, discover a mech. And at the very least, I can deconstruct. That's minorly annoying. Rush, Wind Fury, Taunt. I could kill it with Wind Fury. But I don't really want to be trading it. I guess I could Wind Fury and attack.
I wonder.
Or no. Do I think that deck will have 1 damage? I shouldn't make this trade. My minion's more threatening, I think, than their 1/5. You can trade with me. I guess the downside to that is if it stays on the board. Okay, this feels a little bit more like it. Alright, have your turn, Paladin, with your board, and next turn you are going to regret everything you've done so far. I'm going to put up the mech wall. So what am I looking at doing? 5. So I want to click clock, double spark block onto the Inventomatic. That's pain. Perfect. Clear the 1/1. So they can clear the 9/6, and in fact they can do it with the Divine Shield, annoyingly. Maybe they don't see that. What am I looking for here? What changes the game for me? Oh wow, never mind. They misplayed. I think nothing saves me anymore. I don't think Voltron Prime will save me. It hits very well. Alright. Well done, Paladin. You got unbelievably lucky. I should have traded off the totem, it turned out. Didn't expect the Crusader Aura to come next turn. You're running pure hand buff Paladin. Crazy. I think I misplayed that. I think, retrospectively, the first gear shift I did, I shouldn't have done. I should have kept the coppertail. You live and learn. Also, I should have just Wind Fury and taken the totem off, rather than push 6 damage. But I still think I would have lost from there. I just wouldn't have ever got the board back. Okay, Rogue v Rogue. Let's try keeping from the scrap heap. Here's an interesting one. Will they coin Dagger kill this so that I can't magnetize a coppertail to it? So I think that might be the right play. Coin hero power. Unless they have 1 damage otherwise. Now I get asked the same question. The problem I've got right now is if they coppertail that, then I'm in trouble. Because they'll trade with me. I guess we hope for Poisonous and Rush from this. You know what? I should have traded that, I think. I should have hero powered and traded it. The rare trade into a 1-1. No, I shouldn't have done. I should have hit it with the hero power and left the 2-1. Yeah, I think that would have been better. Okay. So that's the worst case situation. Well, you know what? I can work with this. We're going to take some short-term pain. Hopefully they magnetize something else to this. In fact, they could be 4-4. No, it wouldn't be worth it. I was going to say, can I get Inventomatic, double magnetize, and keep it alive, but I can't. It'll still die. Oh, Automaton. Strange play. By the fact they've played the Inventomatic, I think the Inventomatic might be the scarier card here. I think I do make the play I mentioned before and try and make them trade into me. No, actually, I've got an even better idea. Yeah, I trade this, and then I re-stealth it. Because next turn I can innie it and get 2 of these guys. I'm not too frightened about Automaton. I'm a little bit more frightened about Automaton now. But however big it gets, I'll get Divine Shield with my first hit. Oh, smart. This implies they're going to clear the 2-3. Okay, that's pretty spooky. Right, that has to go. Obviously, we can't leave the 6-5 Wind Fury up. Coin Voltron instead. I could do 4 damage to 2 minions. Is it 2 enemies or 2 minions? 2 enemies. So there is a chance it goes horribly wrong. We can make the trade. Does it come out of that minion? Yeah, it says repeat it on another friendly minion, so I think it'll get poison. So the dream would be that this hits the 6-5 and kills it. And if it doesn't, it kills every other minion. Alright, I'm going to change my plan. That's the worst that could have happened. Ah! I didn't account for that. If Voltron had hit it with the 4 damage first, then it lives. Yeah, I should have done it the way I had planned. We basically wouldn't... Well, it wasn't quite true we wouldn't die. They might have had another Wind Fury dude. It definitely reduced the possibilities of dying, though, that turn. However, if that play had worked, if I was able to clear the board, then that was actually just a stupid play. It was so low percentage, but if it worked, I would have been in a really good spot. Better than I would have been if I'd done the smart man's play.
You didn't see anything.
Alright, hello, Serrated Bone Spike. I forgot I put you in the deck, because I've literally not seen you all game. And we're up against Warrior, which is very nice. Warrior, you won't beat this deck. I do have to be a little bit careful of Bladestorm, though. It's now 2 mana, so making 1 big guy, probably not the winner's choice anymore.
I knew I could count on you.
Honestly, extremely handy. Thank you. I think I want to protect the Divine Shield. And what have we got here? Taunt, Poisonous, Reborn. I think giving you Reborn would be excellent. So Bladestorm doesn't kill you anymore. That's going to be 5 damage to a minion, 5 spread across other minions. Noted. But what if I stealth the 6-3? Then it would protect it. I lose 3 damage doing this. So be it. You can't, that minion has stealth. Sorry, Tree Spin. Not allowed to do that. Now, this time I should attack Coin Voltron. Or double Coin Voltron, sorry. And I think this is going to be gain 1 to draw a card. No, I should have done +3, can't be targeted. Well, you know what? It's still fine. Because if it hit the 1-1, they're probably still hitting the 10-9. Whatever. I cause despair. And it's definitely more valuable to have drawn 2 cards. Priest, I don't... If you're the control priest, I don't think you're going to be able to keep up with this. I'll keep Oscillator. Oscillate into Oscillate. Actually, I could Oscillate Inventomatic. And it is control priest, so I do want to go fast. You can't get much quicker than that. Playing, what is it, 4-2, 6-5 as stats on turn 1. Go, go, go! I have no cards anymore. Please don't clear this. All right. This is going to be another matchup where I just need to be a little bit careful with how I magnetize. I probably don't want to magnetize the Inventomatic even. Because I would prefer my minions to have more health than attack. It plays around more of priest cards, and obviously we'd prefer it to be at 4. So I think I'm actually going to put you here to try and stop this from taking any of the heat. I will trade the 2-1 this time. This is probably going to light it burned or something like that. Okay, silence. You wouldn't give me bounce back to hand, would you? Okay. I think Lab Constructor might be too slow here. Give me an Amalgam. Yeah, give me that. So next time we've got From the Scrap Heap, Myrmidon, Coin, play one of them. I guess as well on the previous turn, if I was going to bounce one back to hand, I should probably have gone for this. It wasn't that, so it didn't matter, but... What have we got here, sorry? Poisonous and Wind Fury. I'll take Wind Fury here. Wow. Really? You left this up? So if I can gain 5 attack here, I win. And I can. Weird play. I kind of appreciate the despair and the decision, but you had to remove the 5-1 Wind Fury there. That was a crazy play. At the very least, they knew I had 2 Spark Bots, so they knew I could do 14 damage and leave them on 6. And they were just hoping I didn't have another magnetized mech. I guess it was despair either way, because otherwise I would have just generated a ton of value instead. Anyway, that is Mech Rogue. Very aggressive. We went 4-3 with it. I definitely think we could have gone 5-2 had a more experienced user played the deck. There are a few changes I would potentially make to this deck as well. I'm not sure Innie's actually good enough. I think you can high roll the Innie. Also, I don't know if Lab Constructor is good enough. I think you want to be so much more aggressive than that. I think as a one-off, though, it's not the end of the world. I think this list is pretty close to being good enough. Anyway, if you enjoyed this YouTube, why don't leave a like and subscribe? Everything helps me out. I'll see you on the next part. Goodbye.